So here we are going to be on Blade's Edge. On the left-hand side, that's going to be Blade on Warrior, Icematics on the Druid, and Jimos, who is actually, I have to look, it's Hadek's actually going to be on the Ret Paladin. Ensidia, Hydra is going to be Davy Jones, Calamus on the Rogue, and it's going to be Red Hot on the Mage. So I think we're going to start this one out and see how maybe Red Hot is going to handle the situations. You can obviously top left lemonparty, top right Ensidia. You can see the buffs, cooldowns here, and what's up on the player at the moment. You can see that he, or what's on cooldown actually, I think it's there. So you can see that buffs along the bottom, what's on cooldown, and the timer on it. So gates are going to open. Is going to be round one. Both these teams are going to be looking to kind of well, get the perfect opener. And honestly, RMP versus Cleave, especially that Ret Paladin, they've got a possibility, Matt, I think, of making the Ret Paladin, well, for starters, an RMP can blow up a Druid. But if you do try and blow it up, you are going to get a basically a bop come in. So we are going to have these guys come in. So let's not talk about it too much. Red Koala, going to be Red Hot. Still invisibility, comes out of invisibility, looks for a poly onto Blade that isn't going to hit, but then does get opened up on. So Red Koala is the initial target, dropping some ice lances onto Blade. You can see he put into a kidney, finally comes out, now selects a target, and he is going to put a poly. Do you think it just got taken away? That poly didn't land onto the Paladin. Some decent damage still going on to Blade. Let's switch over to Blade, see how he handles the situation. He's going to have to line of sight soon. He's used Disarm, hasn't used Shield Wall yet, so he still has a decent amount of cooldowns. Goes back onto Red Hot. Red Hot is going to blink away. So far, the pressure does look like it's on Icematics. Icematics is put into a kidney. Now he's put into a cheap shot, going very, very low. All damage going onto the back of him, but actually, Red Hot will have to ice block. And now Jimos is actually, look at this, he's bubbled. There comes a Master Spell, and this is going to be ridiculously hard. And Jimos in a very, very bad situation. Gonna get a lot of damage, and even Hydra is being able to throw in some Holy Fires. Jimmo's trying to back away, does go shield, does meet up with his Druid, but in comes a kidney. Does take it away with freedom, will back off. So they are gonna last this out, gouge onto the Druid.
Yep. And just take a look at Icematic's mana. He's down to about 2k, unclear 1.2k, and Jimos does go down.
Well, yeah, Jimmo's went down, but it was amazing how quickly they made that Paladin actually bubble. And even from bubbling, from switching on him after the Druid, he really, I mean, the Druid wasn't healthy enough to keep his members up. So Blade is going to go down. I think I'm going to watch a bit of Hydra next game. But as far as the damage goes, I mean, we just go back to the screen just to see how this is working out. If you look at the damage, Calamus did 60k, Red Hot did 77k, Hydra, right, did 32k. Jimos, the Ret Paladin, did 38. Blade did 16k. Hydra almost did more damage than the top damage dealer from Lemonparty. As far as healing done, ridiculous amount, 150k for Icematics and 90k for Hydra. All right, so we are going to go into round two. We're going to follow Hydra from the beginning. And yeah, basically, one thing to note, that Divine Sacrifice might have been used by the Paladin, which is why he went low, because he was absorbing damage from the Warrior, preventing the Warrior from having to use Shield. The first poly did actually come out as a focus poly onto the Ret Paladin from Red Hot. Now, if he used Divine Sacrifice, obviously that would basically remove the poly if there was anything hitting anyone else. So the chances are that's how Jimos or Hadek's went low. So we are going to go into round two. Oh, Calamus is going to pop sprint. Got targeted of Jimmo. So you can see Sacrifice is already up though. Actually, it isn't up. It's on cooldown. That shows you all the cooldowns that they have available to him. Dispels coming in from Hydra onto Jimmo. So he's going to take a huge amount of damage. And actually, it could be a Master Spell coming in. And Jimmos, he's going to go down, and he's not even going to bubble. Absolutely punished in that situation, and even if he did, there was a Master Spell, and the Druid actually ran into the direction of Hydra and would have actually got feared anyway. Even with an Insta Trinket, I mean, even with blind sharing DR, there's a possibility for that to happen. We are going to go in. into Dalaran Sewers. This is going to be played in this tournament. We haven't previously had it played in the tournament, but they are going to be back in action. The reason being they will be used at the regional. So following Calamist, he gets a, yeah, let's see, once again, actually, wow. Wow, I don't know if that was a misclick. He actually used a shield wall. He might have been trying to use, sorry, he definitely might have been trying to use Spell Reflect. Jimos going to get targeted then. He's going to drop down low. Will join up with his Druid. Calamist does pop evasion. Looking to get back onto the target.
Yeah, Calamist going for the re-stealth here, actually, and as you can see, they're putting a lot more, Blade is putting a lot more pressure onto Red Hot. He just pummeled that Frostbolt, and now Red Hot taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, Red Hot taking a decent amount of damage. Penance fully goes in. Red Hot is forced to Ice Block, though. The good damage onto Icematics. Icematics actually put into a kidney at the moment. Looks like they're looking for a poly. It looks like it was onto Blades. Going to switch back over to Jimos, though. He does have freedom up. And this is going to be dangerous for Red Hot. Really needs to play defensively well here. Calamis is actually going to get back onto the back of Jimos. Really nice work from him, not being able to reach his target. And actually does drop reasonably low. Red Hot forced to get that Penance. Going to blink away from the charge. In comes potentially an intercept. Actually, it doesn't look like it is going to be. He's going to have to evocate. Jimos getting slightly closer. Still in a good shape to do some damage. Drops about 4k damage in one global cooldown, and then we'll back away. Jimos, actually that was a nice interrupt onto Red Hot. Jimos is going low. Red Hot still sat reasonably high, and well, I'm going to switch over to Icematics, spamming onto Jimos. Going to switch back over to Jimos. Needs to team up with his Druid and kind of kite this one out with the help of his Warrior. Still on to Koala, dropping low, and this could be the end of him. You can see Hydra is looking to go over towards the Druid. Hydra at the top corner, just of your screen, might get a fear onto the Druid. He does get a fear onto the Druid, so they are going to go for a kill. They're looking to get dispelled. Jimos is actually out of mana. He cannot dispel the fear, but yet no kill has landed yet. And actually, Koala dipping ridiculously low, 12k, and this is almost killable for him. In comes the second Bladestorm. In comes a nice poly, though. A great poly onto Jimos, and he will Ice Block, and that's going to save him. The Bladestorm button comes out. Jimos just cannot get that mana back. Really needs to hit something just to be able to do damage to get mana back on the with his Seal of the Martyr, and he's absolutely worthless in this game at the moment because of another fear, and actually a deep freeze is on Icematics, and there we go. Jimos will eventually go down, and that was really poor management from Jimos there. You really should, even with the game like this and Seal of the Martyr, you really should switch to Seal of Wisdom, just because one hit will roughly get you anywhere between 1 and 2k, and that will allow you to switch back to your old seal, especially if you're losing the lesser glyph, which is actually the glyph of wisdom. So Jimos didn't play that great for me, Matt. What did you make of the game?
Well, I think the Lemon Party strategy was to
still
try
a game
and
on actually, but
it is still on, but it's pretty much over now. I mean, even though Hydra is down to about 400 mana, Icematics being taken down here, and I think Lemon Party, what they wanted to do was try to outlast Ensidia for a certain extent of time, get them to blow all those timers early, and then once you've got your rogue and the mage to blow their timers, then it is a little bit easier to kite around, and it won't be so easy for them to stick onto the back of Jimos. And I've got to say, Calamist did a very good job of switching onto Blade now and again, just forcing him to turtle up.